タイトルマッチ12回戦、ルールを守り反則のないようにお互いこの試合最善尽くそう。最後。
Yoshino and Nakatani scheduled for 12 rounds. Yoshino comes in with the WBO Asia Pacific Lightweight Championship and the Oriental and Pacific Boxing Federation Lightweight Championship. He's in the purple trunks with the black trim. Masayoshi Nakatani, number 10 in the rankings by the WBC at 135 pounds. The taller fighter in the black trunks with the gold trim.
He's pumping that jab out already.
Yeah, I was going to say, how does Nakatani take advantage of that height reach?
I'm just doing what he's doing right now, just pumping that jab. You know, lateral movement. Don't be a sitting target. You know, get the basics. You know, old school boxing. Get hit and go. I mean, well, hit and go. I mean, keep boxing.
Yeah, one thing we've learned about Nakatani over the past few years, having seen him on quite a few top-ranked ESPN boxing cards, is that he does not go away quietly.
No.
I mean, he fought Teofimo Lopez. That fight went all 12 rounds, in which Lopez won a unanimous decision, but it was not an easy fight by any means.
It wasn't easy. It was rugged. That fight was rugged.
And then he bounced back to Nakatani in 2020 with the upset victory over Felix Verdejo. And the 9th round knockout of Verdejo, and then losing to Vasily Lomachenko in 2021. But even that fight against Loma went to the 9th round.
Yeah.
He's an awkward fighter at this, weight class because of his height and his reach.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, but just a moment ago, he got countered over with a lazy jab. And what I mean by that is he's throwing from the shoulders, and that could be an issue for him if he's not smart. If Yoshino doesn't pick up on it, picks up on it at least, because he's not protecting his chin when he throws his jab. He's just throwing it from the shoulder, and that's how you can easily see maybe an overhand right coming over that over time.
We'll see if Yoshino can take advantage and exploit that good jab there by Nakatani. Yoshino, the 31-year-old undefeated, ranked in the top 15 by all 4 governing bodies at 135 pounds, as high as number 9 by the WBO. And you have to think this is where Yoshino wants to be on the inside.
Yeah, of course. You want to close the gap. You want to, close that distance using your jab. You can't just walk in, because if you just walk in with a tall, rangy guy like Nakatani, you're gonna just get picked up with a jab all night. That's where he wants to be at. He wants to be getting his chest and also use lateral movement instead of just walking directly in. That's how he got caught coming directly in just now.
A couple effective left hands by Yoshino before getting caught by Nakatani. Nakatani with the big right uppercut splits the guard, and now Nakatani on the attack with 10 seconds to go in the opening round.
And he found something with that body shot, with that left hand to the body as well. The left hook to the body from Nakatani.
Strong finish to round number 1 for Masayoshi Nakatani. And one thing, Jamel, that we saw there at the end of that first round, you go back to the fight that Nakatani had with Felix Verdejo in the upset victory. He, I think, has pretty deceptively heavy hands.
Yeah, and it was from combinations like that that really caught Verdejo off guard. And once he got him, he just couldn't recover, and we seen how that fight ended.
Nakatani was knocked down twice in that fight, in the first and the fourth, and came back, scored 2 knockdowns in the 9th to end it. He trailed on all 3 scorecards at the time of the knockout.
But that's his thing. That's his thing, though. Like, he'll get hurt, and it's like when a wounded animal is a dangerous animal, and when he gets hurt and he gets put down a couple times, you can't count him out unless you completely take him out.
Yeah.
Because when he gets back up, he knows he has to play catch up, so he takes up to another notch, and that's how he scores those big impressive wins.
Yeah, and the same thing happened in the Teofimo Lopez fight, where it seemed like at times Nakatani was out of it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you reel off a combination like that, and you realize how much punching power he has, and his ability with those combinations, with that punching power, to get back into a fight is what's impressive.
Absolutely.
A couple good body shots by Yoshino.
That's where he wants to be at. He wants to be right there. If he had to make it ugly, because if you look at it right now, Nakatani's whole game, he wants to box. He's gonna try to make it an easy night and just cruise by just boxing and pumping that beautiful jabs that we see. And also, look at he's got covered uppercut, even though he was trying to land his own uppercut. But that's his whole thing right now. The jab, the right uppercut, and maybe occasionally the left hook to the body. Peppering with that jab, and just utilizing the entire ring. He'll get it. He'll get his combination off, and then he'll move right afterwards. Whether it's one shot or two, he's never in the same spot. And so Yoshino needs to start actually cutting that ring off, and also again keep pressing him. But he has to come in with his own jab, even if see. Can't leave it out there. Yeah, can't leave it out there.
The overhand right lands for Nakatani. Now Nakatani back into the corner. Yoshino trying to take advantage. Good combination there.
And that's what I mean by that, leaving that lazy jab out there too long. Yoshino's going to come over with the overhand right hands.
It's landed twice here in the last 30 seconds for Shuichiro Yoshino. So Yoshino noticing the same trend that Jamel Herring noticed with that lazy jab from Nakatani.
Nice body shot from Yoshino.
Oh, another overhand right hand by Yoshino.
He can't. Nakatani can't afford to keep the jab out there.
Left hook combination from Nakatani as he storms back, and an overhand right of his own. Here they go.
And this is what people don't really know, that like you were playing on earlier, Nakatani, he can brawl if he wants to. And it seems like when he's hurt or gets hit with something solid, he feels like he has to get some get back, and that's when you start seeing him letting his hands go and he starts picking his shots up, just as we see just a few moments ago.
Well, Nakatani now in both rounds 1 and 2 has excelled in the final 15 seconds of the round after getting a few pops by Yoshino.
I will say this though, if Nakatani wants to kind of minimize getting hit with those overhand counters, you see how he just drops his hand as he brings back. He also needs to start bending his knees and get the eye level, because he makes it an easy target when you're sitting straight up in the air and boom, just like that, you get hit with overhands, and you got to follow up with a body shot afterwards.
Nakatani has, at least in the early parts of the first 2 rounds, done a good job with the distance control, with the jab, and then he starts to slow down, gets a little lazy with the footwork, and then Yoshino gets inside.
Lazy and lackadaisical.
Good fight so far. Now 4 very evenly matched, at least on paper, fights in this card tonight from Japan. Eric Rothman and Jamel Herring here with you. Fight number 1 of 4. This one for the WBO Asia Pacific.
And there was a clash of heads.
Super lightweight championship belt and the clash of heads. And that's a nasty cut under the left eye of Masayoshi Nakatani.
Luckily, it's under the eye though, rather than being over the eye in his vision.
中谷正義選手、左目の視点をカットいたしました。この負傷は偶然のバッティングによるものです。
You see the swelling there too.
Yeah, I think if anything, the swelling is what you have to look out for from getting bigger and potentially closing up that eye. But even though it's a big gash, the cut shouldn't bother his vision.
The fight prior to us coming on the air actually ended
in a nasty cut.
Cut by an inadvertent clash of heads. Hopefully that doesn't happen here. It's been a good fight going through 2 rounds and change between Nakatani and Yoshino.
And you know, with that, when you draw blood, I'll tell you right now, Nakatani's going to try his best, as you can see, just to box and keep his distance, because he got caught like that with a clutch of heads from the inside, obviously.
Yeah, Yoshino now has a target to go after under that left eye, and it should also be noted that the right eye, the right orbital bone of Masayoshi Nakatani has been an issue over the past few years. He broke that right orbital bone against Teofimo Lopez and Felix Verdejo. Good straight right by Yoshino. So
and again, it's from that lazy jab coming from the shoulders, and then when he throws the jab, it goes right down to his waist. I mean, he's doing a great job so far, but over time, when these rounds go further and you start to get some wear and tear and fatigue, that jab may get a little heavier and it maybe gets slower, and that gives opportunities for Yoshino to really start, countering and following things up.
Right. If it's lazy when you're fresh, we don't want to see how lazy it's going to be when you're tired. And for the fighters, like Nakatani, Jamel, when you get a gash like that, does it change your mindset? Does it change the strategy at all?
Oh yeah. I mean, even when you're the one that's bleeding, you have to go into another gear at times, because you never know what the referees are looking for, and you don't want it to be stopped, on cut. So on the other flip side, when your opponent sees blood, you want to go in for the kill. It's like a shark that smells blood. You want to go for it now.
Nakatani comes underneath with the right hand. 40 seconds to go here in round number 3. And now it looked like Yoshino got caught with a head clash right around the jawline.
And Yoshino's issue with me right now was that, again, he's not rotating, and he's allowing Nakatani to pepper him with that jab. Again, that's 3-4 jabs in a row.
If you're Yoshino, Jamel, and you're letting Nakatani stand at that distance and pepper you with the jab, it's a very easy way to allow Nakatani to
still
win rounds.
Yeah, of course. If anything, since Nakatani is standing so tall up, Yoshino should actually start trying just to bend a little bit more to make him come down, because Nakatani's going to throw a lazy jab. So when you start to bend and you try to make him punch downward on you, that's where you can come up with more of those overhands and probably follow up with a left hook afterwards. But he's just making it easy by just standing. He's also standing straight up as well, and he's just moving in a straight line. So Nakatani just throwing it at the shoulders where Yoshino's head is at, and just easily scoring.
You see the cut being worked on under the left eye of Nakatani. The swelling doesn't seem too bad.
I believe that's my good friend Rudy Hernandez in there in the corner working on Nakatani. So big shout out to Rudy Hernandez.
Rudy getting it done. Round number 4.
Oh, good job.
Yoshino fires back a jab of his own. Haven't seen a ton of jabs land for Yoshino in this fight so far.
Now Yoshino, he has the right idea. Keep forcing Nakatani backwards to the ropes. That's where you want to get him at, because Nakatani is doing a great job boxing and using the side of the ring. So what Yoshino needs to do is keep backing him up, but he needs to also start cutting up the ring. Right now, he's just letting Nakatani just box in circles, literally just boxing in a circle, and then smart move on Nakatani right there. Just when he feels like Yoshino's getting too close, tie him up, let the referee break it up to reset, and he'll go right back to boxing, as you see now.
There's been some good adjustments by Nakatani after Yoshino landed a couple good combinations in rounds 1 and 2. And now here comes Yoshino on the offensive, catching Nakatani bouncing off the ropes.
Yeah. I believe we got a warning for holding. Nice jab for most part. It's a good jab for Nakatani, and he's making the fight easier. He's not the fight with a beautiful uppercut afterwards, but he's making the fight a lot easier and not exerting so much energy by just pumping at a jab.
Nakatani just missed with that uppercut.
And it's the same thing that, you know, my manager and close friend Jerry used to always tell me. You know, I used to always pepper opponents with a jab, change it up at times, and then I used to sneak in the uppercut, and that's what the same thing that Nakatani's doing now. He'll blind you with the jab enough, and then he'll follow it up with something big like the uppercut.
Overhand right from Nakatani after Yoshino landed the left coming out of the clinch. This is where Yoshino wants to be. He wants to have Nakatani in the corner. The defensive work by Nakatani goes down to the body with the left.
That's the thing. You can't just think that, you know, when you get on the inside that you got him, because Nakatani can't fight on the inside. He just probably prefer it and make it easier on him by just keeping on the distance. Good. And nice to see him actually get out the way of that looping hook.
The overhand right of Yoshino was the weapon of choice in those first 2 rounds. Hasn't been able to find it here recently as Nakatani peppers him with a combination 20 seconds ago here in round number 4.
And he found that sneaker. Now, you know, now Nakatani is just changing it up. He's adding a lot of tools to his arsenal.
Good action through 4 rounds.
Good to see that the swelling has been kept down. Like you pointed out, just that jab. The jab's been the key.
Hey, just
jab at distance.
flicking it out.
Yeah, he's not putting anything harder because again, he's using it as a measuring stick. So he's just, you know, keeping the distance. Boom. And every time he feels like when Yoshino gets in a little closer, you'll start seeing him throw, like you pointed out, that his overhand right a bit, or he'll sneak in that uppercut.
And I have to imagine, too, if you're Yoshino and you keep getting hit with that jab and you're not able to get on the inside over the course of a fight, it's got to become frustrating.
Oh yeah, but you got to change your rhythm and pace. You got to start throwing some feints. You got to make Nakatani bite. If you know he's throwing that jab, but the jab is lazy, start throwing some feints and then get the opportunity to counter. But you're making it easier by just walking to him, as you see right now. You're just walking directly to him. Right now, he's not doing anything. And like, the guy is 5'11". You know, he already has the height on you and the reach. You can't just walk in on him. You gotta box your way in.
Overhand right lands for Yoshino. Another one comes behind it.
That's where he wants to be at. But he has to bet at the waist and get under Nakatani's elbows.
Good uppercut on the inside by Yoshino.
Good body shot
from Nakatani into the body.
And there he goes. But yeah, there you want to back him up. This is good action so far. This is probably the best we've seen so far from Yoshino. But again, Nakatani, he's nice uppercut from Nakatani.
And Nakatani throwing about 10-1 in terms of punch ratio here in this 5th round.
It's heating up. But this is where even though Yoshino's getting hit with some big punches, this is where I'm pretty sure he would rather be. Because when you just getting peppered from a jab and you can't get in, that's very frustrating. So I'm pretty sure he'd rather take some to get some at least.
And now Yoshino looks a bit tired. Nakatani landed a left to the body, then came back with a right hook that came around the guard. Yoshino scores there, bounces Nakatani off the ropes once more.
And then Nakatani go back to just the jab. Pep. He's gonna sneak something behind that. Good shot from Yoshino.
Sharp with the left hand.
But if he watches, he needs to watch out though, because from what I'm looking at, you can clearly tell that Nakatani is just trying to set something up. Because like you put out earlier, it's not a hard jab. It's more of a rangefinder and to set something up, to set traps up. And the way Yoshino is positioned, he's a bit squared up at times. He could potentially jump into a big uppercut if Nakatani times it correctly. Right now, this is where he wants to be at, though.
Nakatani bobbing and weaving, Yoshino all over him. Tough to tell how many of these are landing. But boy, he's throwing a lot here under 35 seconds to go in round number 5.
But you can tell the experience factor plays a part. Nakatani just played it real cool, calm and collective, even on the ropes. I say he needs to start moving his head though, because now he's getting hit with straight shots because he's keeping his head on the line.
Yoshino's still searching for that big overhand right.
Oh,
there's a short overhand right that scores. Comes back with the left hand. Good round for Yoshino. Maybe the best of the fight, and now Nakatani goes down. Nakatani takes a knee towards the end of round number 5. The strongest round so far for Shuichiro Yoshino.
And I can tell you turn around this fight now. But I had him down honestly every round up until that knockdown.
What do we see here, Jamel?
You know, Nakatani made a mistake by pressing, by putting himself in danger in the corner like that. And, you know, I like how Yoshino was just weaving, and he wasn't, he was keeping Nakatani guessing, and then bam. As soon as he came back up, he came back with a big right hand. As Nakatani was trying to exit. But that's the mistake that Nakatani makes by not having any upper body movement. You know, no matter what you throw at him, he's going to be on the line, and it's going to be right there. So Nakatani doesn't make it hard for his opponents at times to get to him. Also, when he just stands in a straight line and no upper body movement.
So it seemed like the first 4 rounds that Nakatani was dictating the distance and the pace and the rhythm of the fight, and then big 5th round for Yoshino scoring the knockdown. We'll see if he can capitalize on him here in the 6th.
But again, like you pointed out earlier, you know, Nakatani's been knocked down plenty of times in his career, and when he gets back up, at times he gets stronger. And I like how he's actually throwing combinations. He's using the uppercut, the looping right hand. You know, he's mad.
Great exchange to start the 6th.
But again, he's keeping his head on the line.
Yoshino's answering though with the left hand.
Because Nakatani's keeping his head on the line. He's not going from offense to defense. Right now, it's just all offense.
He's wailing.
He's trying to get some get back.
He's also opening himself up for Yoshino now, who lands a short right hand, back with the straight left.
Exactly, and Yoshino's he's pretty much what Yoshino's doing right now is he's catching and going, meaning he's catching the Nakatani's offensive on the gloves, and as soon as he feels the punch, he counters back, and you see right now, boom.
And now Nakatani goes down again after the combination from Yoshino. Nakatani down for the second straight round.
He seems tired. He seems fatigued.
Seemed like he was trying to get it all back to start the sixth round, and they stopped the fight with 1:45 to go in the sixth. Shuichiro Yoshino, a knockout victory against Masayoshi Nakatani, and the road to America might be paved with gold for Yoshino.
That was impressive.
Who overcame a slow start in the first few rounds to wallop Nakatani at the end of the fifth and then close it out midway through the sixth.
WBO アジアパシフィックライト級タイトルマッチ12ラウンド、レフェリー杉山敏夫が危険の意思表示を受け入れたタイムは6ラウンド1分14秒。6ラウンド1分14秒。ノックアウトによりまして勝者。
That's pretty impressive. Back-to-back wins for Yoshino. The win in April against Masayuki Ito, and then winning here tonight against Masayoshi Nakatani.
Against formidable opponents, you know. So that is impressive.